Good morning, everyone. It's Donna Miller here for take 2 of episode 5 of Avoiding the Shiny Object. During these episodes, I have been trying to share with you some of the principles and foundational items that I think will help you to grow your organization and create better results. So first, I'll recap really quickly what we've talked about so far, and then we'll talk about today's topic, which is going to be behavior plans. We have talked about how difficult it is to wear so many hats as the business owner. Entrepreneurship is great, but we get pulled in so many different directions, so focus becomes a real challenge. And I believe that some of the ways you can create focus and avoid the shiny object is to get clear on who you are, what you do, what you stand for, and what you're going. That is very simply a mission, values, vision statement. That ties into the right target market, getting really clear on who is it that you're selling to. What are the demographics? What are the psychographics? What are the events that cause those people to buy from you? So mission, values, vision, target market. Then we have to think about what are our WIGs, our wildly important goals, and that comes straight out of 4 disciplines of execution. What are the big goals that you're going to stay focused on, and you can only focus on 1 to 2 at a time to actually get results? What are the big goals that you're going to focus on to drive your company forward? And of course, we talked about the 80-20 rule. 20% of what you do will produce 80% of your results. I believe that for people like myself in the B2B arena, where we're in some sort of professional service field, I think that means looking at your referral sources. It means getting very clear on who your target market is, very granular, keep working on that, track your projects, look at the data. What is the data telling you? But I think once you get clear on your target market, then ratchet it up to your referral sources. Where can you build strategic partnerships that will bring you streams of referrals? Let me say that once more because it sounds so great, doesn't it? Streams of referrals. Hey, Randy, how are you? So today, and then last episode, we talked about the power of saying no. The power of saying no and the power of going for no. And on a side note, I had a former Earn More alumnus to call me yesterday because he had a piece of business come across his desk and it didn't quite seem right and things weren't adding up, and he asked me what he should do. And I honestly asked him questions because I knew he had the answer. He just needed a confirmation on it. And the reality was the business didn't seem legit and it wasn't aligned with his values. And he didn't want to leave cash on the table. But saying no to a piece of business that is not aligned with your values and doesn't seem legit is absolutely the power of no in practice. So today I want to talk to you about behavior plans. I believe behavior plans, when you break it down step by step, task by task, that's how you create results over the long haul. When I teach the Earn More program, we talk about setting behavior goals. And I'm going to use that as an example because all I can ever share with you is what's worked for me. So each November, I launch the Earn More program. Obviously, I know this is coming way in advance. So about 3 months ago, I sat down to create a behavior plan for filling the Earn More program. I think 90 days is a solid time period to work with to execute on WIGs. Nancy, it's so good to see you. So that 90-day planning, what I did was I got out a big sheet of paper because I like to write with pen and paper when I'm creating. So I got out a big sheet of paper and I thought, okay, how am I going to fill this program? I looked at who my strategic partners are, how I can leverage my existing relationships to fill this program, to do the discovery calls that lead to filling the program. So I mapped it all out on a sheet of paper, and then it ended up in an Excel sheet, and then it ended up on my calendar. So what did that look like on my calendar? And you've heard me say this before. In my opinion, putting things on your calendar, and I'm not talking about just your appointments. Of course, putting your appointments on your calendar is important, but you have to put your work on your calendar. So if you want to make sure you're balancing working on your business with working in your business, all of that has to go on your calendar. That includes your creative thinking time, that includes your prospecting time, that includes your networking time, your speaking time. And for me, if it all goes on my calendar, I now have a visual of what I'm doing. If I don't have that visual, I'm very likely to overcommit myself. I also have a rule of no. I only do 2 evening events in a week. I try not to even do that every week, but 2 is my limit. I know my limits. I can't do more than that, or I get not fun to work with. Can you imagine that? Me not fun to work with? So anyway, I plot everything on my calendar. So the things that were on my calendar were networking events that I was going to go to, speaking engagements that I was going to deliver to present myself as a thought leader that would drive referrals for the Earn More program. It included reaching out and creating an expert list. We now have 10 subject matter experts that are going to be contributing to the Earn More program. It was collaborating with them, talking to them about how they can help drive referrals for this program. It was mapping out the social media calendar so that it delivered content that again positioned us as thought leaders to fill this program. But at the end of the day, what I had to do is, after all of that behavior, I had to block time on my calendar to, as many of you have heard me say, dial for dollars. People do business with people they know, like, and trust. You have got to give them the opportunity to take that from know, like, trust to know, like, trust, try. I don't believe that's going to happen on a social media post. I don't believe that's even going to happen when you're speaking. I think it's going to happen in that one-to-one connection. Hello, Wendy, how are you? It's going to happen in that one-to-one connection that you create when you either are face-to-face with someone or on the phone with someone, really doing that one-to-one call from the perspective of, how can I help you? I firmly believe that the more I can help other people, the more people are going to help me. And so the behavior plan was laid out for the Earn More program. It was speaking, it was sponsoring, it was attending networking events, it was making a lot of phone calls, it was doing a lot of one-to-ones. But at the end of the day, here's what I know for sure. If you do the right behavior, the results will come. And I'm going to repeat that because it's so important. If you do the right behavior, the results will come. So there's behavior and there's the right behavior. I believe the distinction between those two is the difference between driving results and looking busy. We can all look busy. We all are busy. But if you really want to create results, you have to figure out what are the behaviors that really drive results for you. So yes, for me, it's old school. It's getting on the phone. And yes, Wendy Kaplan Carroll, let me tell you where some of those phone calls came from. I am a huge proponent of email marketing. We are a Constant Contact fan and an authorized rep. We have been email marketing for many years. It is my single most effective marketing tool. And in that email, we'll have 3 ways for them to engage with us, whether it's to click for information, whether it's to click for an appointment, or whether it's to click on something a little more general. I look at those click-throughs on my Constant Contact dashboard, and yes, those are the phone calls I make. And I have to tell you, that is a winning formula for me. That's what works for me. So I think everyone has to test and measure the behavior plans that will work for them. But even when I have someone in a sales role helping me, when they first move into that sales role, I don't judge them on their results. I judge them on their behavior. So the reality is, again, in summary, get clear on the target market, ratchet that up to referral sources, determine what the behavior plan is going to look like, and then execute, execute, execute. And block that stuff on your calendar or it's never going to happen. So, Earn More program filled up. It launches on Monday. It gives me the great opportunity to help this. In this time, I think we have about 20 business owners who we will help to really create better results in their business. And that's why I do what I do. I'm one of those insanely lucky people that gets up every day and loves what I do. I get to help people grow businesses that can fuel the life of their dreams. That's what I want to help everyone do. I have, over the last 22 years, built this company that runs on its own. And as you probably know, we provide all kinds of back office support, administrative, marketing, bookkeeping. We do educational programs, and we rent office and meeting space out of our 2 locations in Montclair and Sparta. And we've built an amazing team, a great model, and we'd love to help you do the same thing. If you would like any other information on our services, you can visit our website at www.c3workplace.com. And I'm always happy to answer your questions. That's what I like to do. I like to be a small business go-to resource. You can email me at donna@c3workplace.com. So until next Thursday, I would wish you a very successful week. I hope you will find focus. I hope you will use your calendar as a tool to create that focus, and I know that will ultimately drive results for you. Thanks for joining me this morning, and I will see you next Thursday. And Nancy, I'm going to answer that offline because the program absolutely will work for a therapist. Thanks so much, everyone. Have a great day.